Welcome to Currently Adore, a virtual discussion hub for C-drama and C-entertainment fans. With the finale just around the corner, I wanted to talk about Youth with You 2. This is going to be a semi-recap / semi-opinion-based video. Youth with You 2 is the third installment of a survival show series produced by ahhha. Season 1 is called Idol Producer, and it was really popular in China and even gained some traction internationally. In Season 2, the series rebranded and changed its name to what we know it as today, Youth with You. And as much as I loved Season 2, it really did flop. So I would say that this third season has helped breathe life back into this series. First, I'm going to start with a rundown of the mentors. This year, Cai Shikun, the spoiler center from Season 1, is the PD. The vocal mentor is Ella, the dance mentor is Lisa, and the rap mentor is Johnny J. So, my thoughts. I loved Quinn PD, and honestly, I could talk about why for ages. But to summarize, while I liked him fine in Idol Producer, he was undeniably really charismatic and a really great performer. Here, I just gained a new sense of respect and appreciation for him. I especially enjoyed the segments where they showed him teaching the trainees. It was really interesting to see him point out specific mistakes they made and then break down his thought process when it came to approaching the same moves. Another moment I really liked was when he had the heart-to-heart with everyone. It was super touching when he talks about his experiences and when he gave advice to the trainees. And overall, I just think it was really smart to have a PD who is relevant and successful in the current Seattle industry, and specifically has been through this same survival show process. On to the other mentors. Given the pandemic, we were limited in how much we could see some of them and their in-person interactions with the girls. But from what we did see, Ella always came off as funny and encouraging. She really emphasized the importance of everyone finding their own sense of confidence and just letting loose. Lisa was arguably strict, but regardless of what you think about her teaching style, you could tell that she wanted the trainees to succeed. She was quick to praise them when they improved and did well. Lastly, from our core group of mentors, we have Johnny J. So I know he's been in some controversies related to idols in the past, but from my first impression of him on the show, he just came off as pretty laid back and funny. So honestly, I liked him. But when it comes to his teaching, my opinions are a little bit more mixed. I think he has his moments, but there are definitely some other scenes that I find a little bit more questionable. But I'll get into that more when we get to the mentor collab stage section of this video. This season they also brought on ex-mentors, or basically just guest mentors that would come on for a couple episodes. While we didn't get to see a whole lot of some of them, one mentor that really stood out to me was Wang Sulong. His classes where he taught the girls how to sing and improve on their singing was also really interesting to me in kind of a similar way that Taishu Quinn's dance lessons were. I don't know, I just really loved seeing kind of the thought process behind dance moves or singing styles and how they were kind of used for a specific purpose or to create a specific effect. Just a quick overview of the trainees. The talent level seemed really high this year. And a lot of the trainees were already in groups before, currently in groups, or were on survival shows together previously as well. There's honestly so much crossover in the Seattle industry, it's insane, but I won't get into that today because that's a rabbit hole we don't have time for. So, my one pick for this season was Feng Rohang. I also loved a lot of other trainees, but a little too many to name quickly now, so I'll just flash them up on the screen. Now let's talk about auditions. This year they introduced new elements to the auditions. Instead of having trainees from each company go up individually, they'd call up 2 groups at a time, and in many cases they'd perform the same song. There was also a battle segment where people volunteered. While all of this was a bit more manufactured, I don't think that adding all these extra things was necessarily a bad idea in itself. My biggest gripe is just that it seemed to be at the expense of the performances of other trainees. Like some of the other people who got A's did not even get their full audition shown. But also, side note, a lot of unaired performances could also be due to copyright issues. just from what I've seen. I don't know if this is confirmed, it might just be a rumor, but that's a whole other issue in itself. My personal favorite auditions were Fu Chao's, especially when she sang her song waaay. 微微晨光点亮这喧嚣世界，微微温暖融化昨夜的冰雪。Hickey's Go and Cheyenne's The YG Girls, Baby Monster. You don't need to know about me. In the feeling, not about the money, not about the money, not about it. Chatting in the feeling. Next, I'm going to talk about the position evaluations. There were 16 songs this round, and they were Kissing the Future of Love, The Eve, Single Eyelid Girl, Melody, Story of Billy, Oh Boy, My Secret, Play, Bad Guy, Flammable and Explosive, The Sun, You'll Never Know, Renai Circulation, Grain and Ear, Wings of My Words, and Reality. I really liked position evals because there were so many memorable and surprising moments. I think a lot of the trainees came out and really just showed their strongest side and tried the hardest to make their best first impression. And I think some of my favorite performance moments in the whole season happened during this round. So I'm just going to roll a couple of my favorite moments so we can relive how great they were together. Shaking's rap in Single Eyelid Girl. Liu Lingzi's dance, her elegance, her gaze in Bad Guy. And she's expression in Play. I don't even know how you would describe it, but it has been compared to this emoji. And there were many more great moments that I will quickly flash on screen now. Something that I love seeing every season are the practice room sessions. I think some of the best and funniest moments happen during these parts. A group that I really liked from this round and that I want to mention is Kissing the Future of Love. I think the way their group formed and the reasoning behind it was really sweet and thoughtful, and I just really liked their dynamic in general. I also can't forget to mention Melody. That group led to some of the greatest moments this season, and dare I say, this whole series. That class, we all know which one I'm talking about, has led to some glorious memes, and I just really appreciated this. After position evals, we had theme song evals. I remember when the audio for the theme song first came out and I listened to it, I definitely liked it, but it didn't click with me as quickly as the theme songs for the past seasons did. But flash forward to today and it is literally stuck in my head all the time. I don't know how they do it, but they get me every single year. The next round was group battles. There were 6 songs for this round and 2 teams for each song. They were Ambush on All Sides 2, Mama, R&B All Night, Want to See You, How Can I Look So Good, and A Little Sweet. My personal favorites were How Do I Look So Good Team A and Mama Team A. I really liked How Do I Look So Good Team A because I think everyone really captured the concept, or at least the way I would have interpreted it. They did a really good job having that cute and playful side, but also that more bold side as well. The song is a little bit obnoxious, but all things considered, I think it fits the lyrics quite well, and I actually really like this rearrangement because, if you can believe it, the original was even more out there. I really loved Mama Team A. I think this group overall was just really strong. I think Wei-Tsun was a great center for this song because her dancing was super powerful and eye-catching, and her expressions were really striking.
Careless, careless, show anonymous, anonymous, helpless, mindless, no one will care about me.
I also really loved Xu Xingwen's high notes. I think her voice really suited this song.
想要的感觉，谁在乎？只有人爱，我再也无法接受这个双眼。
Right after the group battles, we had revenge battles. I'm honestly not really sure why they had these this season, but I thought I was going to hate this segment and think it was really repetitive and boring. But honestly, the revenge battles were really fun. I love the camera work. I know the practice room performances are definitely like more simplistic and I guess boring when it comes to editing and all that like post-production stuff, but I just think everyone is able to shine and just kind of show their skills without the, I would say, sometimes distractions of fancy or overcomplicated camera work and camera angles. I think a lot of people also ended up in more fitting positions in these songs, so they were able to show off their skills even more. My personal favorite revenge battle teams were Mama Team A, Want to See You Team B, and Ambushed on All Sides 2 Team A. I have already raved about the original Mama Team A, and for revenge battles, I honestly didn't think any other Mama group could top them, but I think revenge battles, Mama Team A gave them a run for their money, and in some ways beat them out by just a tiny smidge for me personally. I think what was so great about this group was that they were really surprising and so many people showed sides to them and skills to them that we hadn't seen before.
Oh, 7岁现在都开始 rap 了，可以。
Want to See You Team B was also really solid. I loved Fu Ruchao's harmonies and I really do think they brought the song together. Zhao Xiaotang's rap was also really nice. I really liked Ambush on All Sides 2 Team A because they were really powerful and they brought the energy to the song. The next round of performances were concept evaluations. I think this point in the season is one of kind of the really exciting moments, especially because the trainees get to have their own new songs and their own original songs, and they get to kind of put their own twist to it, and it's always just really fun to see what concept eval songs they have for us each year. There were 5 songs this time. They were
Lion, Knock Knock, No Company, Non-Daily Revelry, and Light Orange Island.
My personal favorite song by a long shot was No Company. As far as concept songs go, I don't dislike these by any means, and I really think they're okay, but in terms of whether I'd come back to them and listen to them audio only like I would for a lot of Concept of Vow songs in previous seasons, I would say that's kind of less likely. I think what really makes these songs for me are the stages as a whole and how the trainees execute the performances, because they're the reason why my opinions of some of these songs have improved. But even though this wasn't my favorite round when it came down to song choice, there were still a lot of great moments. I really loved Knock Knock Group, and when they kind of came up and talked about the message behind their 7+7 name, I just thought it was so heartwarming and like so cute.
就是我们跟被淘汰的那7个人，我们是14个人。
OK， 所以你们现在是带着他们的一部分来做这个表演的。
没错。
Also, I really like their styling this round. I think it's probably been my favorite thus far. Yeah, it's not like a huge thing in the grand scheme of things, but there have been some instances in this season, but especially in past seasons, where we've had some questionable styling. So I'd just like to recognize when we have some pretty good moments. So I'll end it here for now. In my mind, I was originally going to recap this whole season in one video, but as I started recording the voiceover for this video, I realized that it was getting way too long, so I'm just going to make a part 2 that will probably go up in a few days. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.